So, hi everybody. Today I'm bringing you with me for a little plant tour of my apartment. I will not do the bedroom nor the balcony because it's a bit chaotic there. And that will be my disclaimer. I'm not someone who likes it when it's super clean and everything is at its place and everything. So, it's not who I am. It doesn't work for me. You will have to deal with this a little bit of my chaos. I'm bringing you first in the kitchen to see the first few plants that are there. That's mainly orchids. So I have first on my fridge a few oncidiums and this plant back there that I ordered last year. I don't really know what that is, but it's absolutely not looking like what I ordered. So it's a bit hidden back there because I'm not really in love with it. So it stays there. Then down here, I have a calathea who was not really doing well, so I tried to put it in pond. Only 2 leaves are surviving, but they are doing much, much better than they were doing before. So I take it as a win. And then I have a small cutting of my syngonium that is in water and I'm waiting for him to root. And then at the window, I have more orchids. I'm sorry for the light, but I have many, many windows and most of my plants are there. So, yeah. Many orchids, quite a lot of them are actually babies that will not bloom for a few years, but I have to train to be patient, so that's it. Now, my living room. As you see, it's quite full. There I have a beautiful orchid mix with 6 branches bearing flowers, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I've put it up there because this way I'm sure I will not just break one of these branches by walking too close or something. So I'm really happy about it. Here, I'm not really good with names, so I wrote quite a lot of them. Here is my marble queen. I have it for quite a while now. It's not growing much at the moment, but I'm getting better at taking care of my plants, so we'll see what it's giving me later on. Here it's part of my plants that I bought under the name Baby Plant. I have no clue what it is, but I thought it was cute. I like the colors, so I bought it anyway. I really like going in this baby plant stuff because there's a lot of surprise, and that's nice. Just like this one, that's also a baby plant with no name. So if someone knows them, you can tell me. Here I have one of my Hoyas. It's a mix between Carnosa Tricolor and Crimson Princess. And I have the cutting of Monstera Dubia that I bought this year on Etsy. It's giving me a new growth, so yeah, I'm quite happy. It's growing, it's fine. Here I have a baby mix Vanda. It will need a long while before it's giving me flowers, but I will stay on it and I will keep being patient and hopefully it will grow and give me wonderful flowers someday. And behind him, I have a tiny pilea. Then above, baby plant and an ivy. Besides, you have my humidifier because I have quite a lot of calatheas and they don't really like when it's dry. So down here, I have here my Hoya australis lisa, and I was really scared I would lose it because this winter I had heating problems for like 2 weeks. We had 11 degrees inside Celsius, so it was freaking cold. It lost many leaves, but this spring it started giving me new growth again, and I'm really happy because this plant is so freaking beautiful. Then I have my Philodendron Prince of Orange, which is giving me new growth. In winter it was really slow, but now it's giving me growth again, and I'm really glad. The only vanilla that survived the winter and the very cold weather. Quite a few plants died this winter because of this heating problem, and I'm really sad. Here is the beginning of my Calathea corner. You have that one, and I cannot tell you what name it is. This is a medallion. I really love the leaves. This pattern they have, it's absolutely gorgeous. Then I'm taking it out. My Alocasia Silver Dragon, which has some variegation on it, some splashes, and it's giving me new growth at the moment. This is the new leaf actually, and I'm really happy about it because it's big. Then I'm putting it back in place. Without damaging anything would be awesome. Sorry. Then here I have Calathea crocata. It was blooming when I got it, but I actually prefer the foliage than these quite cute yellow flowers they have. I really like how dark it is. It's really nice. I have here a Calathea Maui Queen, which is also gorgeous. Look at this. It's just amazing. Here another one, a baby one that's giving me a new leaf right now. I'm continuing with my Calatheas. Yeah, this one, the Trio Star. Yeah, when I don't give you a name, it's just that I'm not sure of the name it has. This one, I think that's a Makoyana, but I'm not sure. That was again a baby plant. And here in baby plants, I found it. It's Philodendron squamiferum that I found. I was really happy to find it, so I jumped on the occasion. It was all alone there in the middle of other plants, and yeah, I just bought it. Then behind my Calatheas, let me make some space so we can see them. We have more Alocasias. So here is my Black Velvet with its new leaves, still opening. Here I have, I think, but I'm not sure because it didn't have a name, a Dragon Scale, which is giving me new growth here. So I'm really happy. All my Alocasias are giving me new growth. Here is the Cuprea Red with also new growth. So it's really nice. I'm putting back my Maui Queen there. Yeah. I also found as a baby plant here the Philodendron Red Sunset, I think, which is growing. That's amazing. There behind I have ferns, but only one is feeling great. The other one don't really want to feel nice. I mean, that one here, just on the way from the shop to here, it was already mainly dried out, but this leaf is still alive, so I'm hoping, and kind of the same thing for that one. So I'm hoping I'm keeping them very moist, but until now it's not really working except for one. Then I have here a philodendron silver sword. It's really not nice that I have this light coming against, so we don't really see the nice colors they have, but yeah, it's my silver sword. It's growing quite nicely, getting stronger. Beside it was my very first homemade moss pole that I spent like hours doing yesterday. We have my philodendron fuzzy petiole. I really like the color it has with its last leaf here. It has a really changing color depending on the light and everything, and it's really, really amazing. Beside it, it's my Epipremnum Enjoy. If I was showing you, it would be better. Here it is. And right beside it, my Philodendron Brandtianum. I'm not sure of how to pronounce all these Latin names. I'm very, very sorry. Then I have my 3 flesh-eating plants because I have fungus gnats. So I thought I would just buy, a few of these plants just to try to help me fight them. I also use nematodes, and we will see. Beside, I have my very small Monstera adansoni. Then I'm not sure anymore what the name is, but I really love this little tree. Wait, I'm putting it aside. Here. It's really cute. I love how the branches are going absolutely not straight and making zigzags. It's really, really cute. I really like this plant. Beside it, I have a baby orchid, a syngonium. Down here, I have cuttings that my grandmother made for me. I would have to repot them. I will try to do that next week because I was already pretty busy with my plants yesterday. Spent more than 5 hours working with them. So yeah, it was a bit exhausting, and that was enough for me for the weekend. So next week I will put them in a bigger pot. I don't remember what's the name in English. In French, it's laurier. There's a pink one and a white one in this pot. My grandma wasn't sure anymore which was what, so she put them all together, and it's growing quite well. Here I have cuttings of my Monstera siltepecana. It was getting really leggy, so I cut and I try and perlite. I'm making experiments and we will see what it's giving me. Beside it, it's my 3 air plants, but I didn't take really good care of them until now. I'm not sure how they really are doing. We will see. Here I have my asparagus. I don't remember which one exactly, but it's really cute. I really like this plant. It's in a more shadowy place, but still quite humid. Then I have other cuttings that my grandmother made me, but I have no clue what plants it is. I mean, these ones. This is part of my Tradescantia that I will have to repot with the other one, but I splashed a bit too much the leaves on top of the other one, and so I had a lot of rot, so I cut apart and put it in ground in pot soil with others, letting them root, and then I will repot them together. And this is a plant, I have no clue what it is. It was gifted to me, and I really, really, really don't know what it is. It's quite succulent. It has really thick leaves, but I don't know what that is. So we'll continue with a mini orchid. Here it is. Syngonium, I think it's Red Arrow. I've put that so it can climb on it. We will see. This here is a Phalaenopsis Niki. So it's very pinkish with white borders. It's really cute. Another Phalaenopsis, it's more purplish with yeah, more dots around the corners in the white yeah, borders of the petals. And then my very, very, very beautiful Nelly Isler. I'm not sure you can see anything, so I'm moving it there. I went to a shop where they had it in orange, and I was hesitating. I was not sure if I wanted it or not. And I decided against it. And then like 3 weeks later, I went back there and they had it in red. And there I knew I had to buy it because red is my absolute favorite color and it's so beautiful. I love it. I love this beauty. Yeah. So that was Nelly. Yeah, let's move on. Here is my Monstera siltepecana, which is growing like crazy. I mean, it was maybe going up till here, but it made me already so much growth. It's really impressive. And I've cut it short in the parts that were going higher because it was leggy. Sorry, got out of the of the plant. So it was getting leggy. I've cut it and it's already making me much new growth, as you can see. Now that I'm helping it climb, it's making me the leaves much closer from one another. So yeah, it's really nice. Behind it you have more orchids. These ones are from yeah, I bought them on eBay from a woman. Buying is a big name. She was giving them away for whatever we wanted to give, and yeah, she needed place at home, so I volunteered myself to take them. And that's the same for that beauty here, and that one, and this one. Oh, basically all the orchids that I have here are coming from there, and I already have 2 that are not blooming anymore. So all these were from this person. Here, I'm gonna turn around. It's a Philodendron Cebu Blue. I really like this kind of leaves. That's also why I love the Monstera siltepecana so much. And yeah, that's why I went for this one too, because the Monstera siltepecana, when it's getting bigger and higher, the leaves will change. And I wanted to keep something that was in the same kind of form, so I went for that one. I also have this orchid that has a really special color, so I kind of, yeah, couldn't resist. I struggle resisting to plants. Here I have a lemon tree. It's still quite early to put it outside. It prefers it warm, and as it's really warm in my living room, it will be quite a shock if I was putting it outside right now. This is a plant I reported yesterday. Yeah, I got it from somewhere where they were saying it wasn't growing anymore for like a year. It wasn't moving and doing anything. And so I took it over a few months ago. I already moved around the pot to check for the roots and everything. And then I decided it's a very huge pot. It's not good for the plant itself. So I've put it yesterday in a small pot and put all the plants going towards the pole. so it can help climb. And it's already growing much better than it was before. And when it will be a bit fuller, I will bring it back where I got it. Because from the first try, I took really, really small, there were roots with just tiny bits of plants. And I took them apart, set them apart, and I potted them. And so I have a tiny plant of this one too. And then here I have a chain of turtle that I think is really cute too. Yeah, so let's move on. That's my Monstera. It's a Towery, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, it's the one that doesn't get huge and huge. It shouldn't go higher than 2 meters. Thank God, because I'm living in a flat and it's not extensible. So yeah, it already gave me during winter quite a lot of new leaves. Like these two ones were completely new. This one is still quite new. Yeah, and as you can see here, it's already growing new one. So yeah, it's going quite well. And again, that's one of the two moss pole that I made yesterday. It took like forever to build these two. It was also my first try. And yeah, I think the result is quite nice, but as I said, it takes a long time. I made immediately higher. It's like 1 meter long altogether. But I thought, yeah, that it would be more stable if I have a long one that I fill more and more as the plant need, than having pieces that I just fix one upon the other. Because as the plant grows, it will be heavier, and so it needs stability. So this way I have less. Here behind I have a Ficus Benjamina whatever, but with the whitish borders that I really like, and the same in green. This one is a rescue of a rescue. When I was with my ex together, he wanted absolutely to have green plants, and he said he will take care of them. And 2 of them died, and that's the only one that survived. And at that time, I wasn't really into plants, but I thought I will try to save it. To keep it alive, I took it here, but I had no clue about plants, so it went down to having 3 leaves and being for the rest all dried. And then I thought, yeah, I have to try something because otherwise it will die. And I repotted it in new soil and started paying more attention to it, and now it's going much, much, much better. Then here I have a chain of, I think, heart. I never really know, heart, spades, whatever. I just cut a few ones to replant them in the pot because it was getting pretty long. And I would like to have it a bit fuller, so I cut some, I put them back in the soil. And I already did it once and it's working, so I keep it like this. Down here in this pot, I have, if I believe what I wrote, a Peperomia pecunifolia, which is trailing quite a lot, as you can see, which is mixing really, really well with this plant. It's a Muhlenbeckia complexa. Yeah, when I know the name, I write it and I keep it with it so I don't forget. And here I have a Fittonia Verschafferti. Yeah, I quite like this pot, but before I had it outside and it was drying really, really fast inside. It's also pretty hard to water it correctly. So now I'm just taking it in the sink, put water inside, and then I put water from above and I let it just go through so that the whole soil inside is getting wet, because otherwise that's not really working great and it's drying super fast. Here I have a Boccanea ricovata. It's getting always longer here, but doesn't seem to grow much inside. Here is a snake plant. In the beginning, I thought I would like the ones with yellow borders, but when I saw them in real life, I thought, not really mine, so I went for this one. And right here is my Tradescantia. As I told you, I had some leaf rods and everything here. So yeah, a few damaged part I cut off and planted somewhere else. And then my cutest pot here was a little succulent. I don't know, I always have the feeling that's a man who's meditating and he has just a green plant in his head. And I really like that. So yeah, I like it. Then let's go back. Here you have my Philodendron Birkin, which I think is beautiful. I really like all these lines on the leaves, and it just gave me a half-half, and it's really cute too. I wasn't expecting that, but I really like it too. The green is really dark, and with the whitish of the stripes, it's really lovely. And every leaf, as you can see, is different. It's really gorgeous. So let's move on. Here is another of my orchid. This one should be able to bloom soon, but wasn't in bloom. Here is my Scindapsus pictus with new growth coming here, as you can see. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Here another orchid with which I'm struggling quite a lot. Yeah, it bloomed for a super long time. Very, very long. I mean, more than 6 months it was in bloom. And since then, it's kind of going downhill. So I give it right now a cure. And we will see what it's giving me. But it seems to get better. So all the leaves were getting dark marks. But I couldn't see any parasites. Anyway, I treated with neem oil just to be sure. Leaves that were getting yellowish. But it's getting really much better, and I have new growth, so maybe this is helping. We will see. Yeah, I also try keeping on top of watering. Maybe after blooming so long, it was just needing again to get more nutrients and replenish everything they had. And then a few last one here on top. I have this baby plant, spider plant. I already saw it in any kind of house, dark, not dark, so I've put it far, far away from my window because I wanted green there too. This one is also an asparagus, and I have it there for quite a long time too. It was getting quite yellow, as you can still see a bit here. But yeah, in fact, the pot was very, very too tight for the plant. So there were basically no soil left in the pot, only roots. So I repotted it and it's getting much better already. And then I have this plant. I don't know what that is. I really don't know. Here you see one of my favorite bands, Javanese privateers. Basically, if they are Swedish and pirates, there's a lot of chance that I like them. Yeah, so that would be it for the beginning of my tour plant. In my bedroom, basically, it's just either orchids that are done blooming or baby orchids that need growing and that need cooler temperature, because in my living room, I have, with these windows, sunshine in summer, like from early morning until 2 or 3 in the afternoon, so it's getting really warm. And there are orchids that just prefer when it's until 22, 25 degrees. And at the moment, when the sun is shining on the windows, I already have 27 degrees in here. So it's good for tropical plants, but not that much for orchids that prefer when it's not too warm. And yeah, the bedroom is giving on the balcony, and the balcony is covered. So I don't have that much sunshine coming in. And so it's cooler in there. Also, the window is always open there, so it's a bit more fresh. So that was it. A little tour plant of my kitchen and my living room. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.